What is happening, y'all? What is happening? What is happening? I'm your working gamer, not your A+ gamer, and we are here talking about Monster Hunter Wilds after we just beat the campaign. We still have to do some endgame content, but figured in the meantime, we will be talking about the jankiness, honestly, in my opinion. And I'm usually not too picky. I'm very simple. I'm not like an expert gamer, so me giving a negative, or not a negative review, but providing my dislikes in a game, I would have to say this is honestly more directly one of my first times actually providing some type of negative, commentary, more or less. So, first and foremost, the camera angle. Okay. I mean, I just can't get over the jankiness of the camera angle in the combat, even when you lock onto something which we will display later. It is just absolute garbage, in my opinion. The lock-on doesn't actually lock on. The screen will be following the monster, but your character, you'll have to actually still manually turn. It is very much a manual camera setup, regardless of the type of camera setup. And what I mean by that is they give you this huge list of options, and yeah, it gives you some description, but you really have to play with the settings to get to what you like and what you want to do. I mean, the best way to compare it is that the way you'd have to look up something in a Souls game, you have to look up a YouTube video for the menu option in Monster Hunter Wilds. I mean, and that's pretty ridiculous in my opinion. That is just absolutely ridiculous. The fact that I have to watch a YouTube video or spend an hour or two playing with the settings simply to get the playstyle that I like, it it just seems absolutely stupid to me, in my opinion. Now, granted, some people are going to say, oh, we'll get good, or it allows for more freedom to control the gameplay the way you want. And hey, I get that to an extent, but man, there are a lot of options in here, like a lot of options, and you really got to play with them because some go hand in hand with one another, right? So if I go to camera and I come down to my reticle direction, the reticle aim, I'm type 4. The reticle aim in the same direction and the same angle the camera is facing, regardless of the hunter's orientation. When targeting a monster, it will face the target. The screen will face the target. Your character will not face the target. Okay? So, and then you also have, camera, like all these advanced camera settings, which is fine. The distance, like how zoomed in you are behind it, the shake, like how much the camera actually shakes when you run and things like that. Your focus camera, right? Like when you have your focus strikes or when you lock on and you focus, right? It targets the monster. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot, right? So this goes hand in hand with your reticle direction for at least fighting combat. Okay, so it's just a lot to take in. I mean, there are so many options here. That's just like the one thing that I have to say about the camera. But then overall, this menu options is just a lot. And I mean, I didn't touch half of this shit. I mean, I didn't touch more than half of this. Just because like I had no idea what the hell to do with it. So there was that, right? I mean, all this other stuff I didn't touch. It is a lot. Don't get me wrong. And I'm sure there were some good things in here that I missed, but it was just way too much in my opinion. There are so many options. The menu options are absolutely ridiculous. I don't know. Just my take. Like, I'm a very simple, straightforward person. Just, it's a lot of menu options. I don't know any other way to put it. I'm gonna beat the dead horse. Like, there is so much going on in here. Speaking of menu options, let's talk about everybody's other favorite, discussion choice, I'm sure, is the radial menu. I didn't know what the hell this was until I watched a YouTube video.
If you're in search of
Okay.
a target, viable monsters in the area are tracked on your map.
Oh, thank you, Alma. Thank you for interrupting me. Okay. So, as I said, the radial menu. I click L1. I'm playing on PS5, and now I set all these things after I got the hang of it, right? But then you can also change the way you access the radial menu. Like, I have it set to triangle, circle, X, square, right? To get to different things. Okay? Now, we're going to get to that in a little bit, what just happened there, because that's what I'm talking about, okay? So, see what I'm saying? I can't even do what I want. So the radio menu is obviously your menu option that you're going to want while you're in field and combat and things of that nature. Okay, so for me, I didn't know what that was. It was just like, oh, click L1, right? But I didn't know you could go to the radio menu here, click here, and start changing things. Now, once I learned like, oh, you could come here, start changing things, click L1, and you know, while you're in combat, you can do everything that you need to do, and you know, things of that nature. So I very much got used to that, and that's like a very small thing with the radio menu, in my opinion. Once you figure it out, it's really not that bad. So for me, figuring out the radio menu, again, once you figured out that you can just kind of come here, customize it, click this, and then figure everything out what you want to do, where you want to put it, all your consumables, healths, potions, SOS flares, buffing items. Then you have your essential items, which is like your fishing rod, your portable grill, and things of that nature. And once you kind of figure out your ammo and your other loadouts or whatever you want to do, I strictly stuck to action items, which is consumables, and I strictly stuck to essential items, which was pretty much just my grill and things of that nature. And I kept it very simple because you could do so much with it, but there's really no direction or advice or guidance on how to set it up, you know, where to set it up. I had to watch a YouTube video again, and I know I'm rambling, but it's just ridiculous because on top of that, the radio menu also gives you options. I mean, you can change the way you call your radio menu. You can change the way you call your chocobo. I mean, there's just a lot of different things going on in the game where initially when I clicked L1, it was like my up, down, and left, right arrows, which would give me access to my radial menu. But then I switched it to triangle, circle, X, square, because I was trying to figure out how to call my chocobo and switch my weapon without having to call my chocobo, right? So, which leads me to my next point. Again, another one of my beefs I have is that I cannot switch my weapon unless I'm on my chocobo, sick rate, whatever you want to call it, okay? It's from Final Fantasy. That's chocobo, okay? So, I mean, I get it to the extent like, oh, let me call my chocobo, and then look, switch my weapon. He's not even switching his weapon. Look at that.
Thanks for the pick-me-up.
And this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to straight up switch my weapon, and I can't. There we go. See, it flipped. But I have to be on my chocobo to switch the weapon. Now, I get it. Like, yeah, they give you shortcuts in the top right-hand corner, which is great and all. But again, I have to call my chocobo, switch my weapon, and then hop right back into battle, right? Like, that's what I have to do, and I don't like that. Every other game I've played, you can pretty much just switch the weapon at your leisure, but I get it, right? Like your Monster Hunter Wilds, like your chocobo is counting, or excuse me, your chocobo is carrying your weapons for you, so you hop on, change your weapon, hop off. I kind of get it, the idea behind it. I just don't think it worked very well because if I'm in like mid-battle or if I'm on a quest and then all of a sudden a monster comes up and I'm like, oh shit, let me change my weapon because my weapon B is more geared toward this monster than my weapon A, I gotta call my chocobo, switch my weapon, hop off, and granted it's like a super small inconvenience. I don't know, it's just something small that, where like every other game I've played, you can just kind of switch your weapons in and out. I don't know, that's just me, personally. So those were a couple things that I had an issue with. And again, it was the camera angle, the jankiness of the menu systems, the lack of transparency and guidance when it comes to the menu system and all the options in your radio menu and the camera and things of that nature. And then switching your weapon out, it's just, and like the commands for the chocobo, and it's just, it's a lot. It is very much a lot. And it's unfortunate that, like, yeah, you could watch a YouTube video on it and, like, figure it all out, and it's not bad once you get it set up. And once you're actually playing the game and you get used to whatever settings you have established, it is very seamless, and it is a very much a great game. I mean, look, visually, it's a great game. It's a beautiful looking game. It's a fun game. But out the gate, for somebody like me who doesn't have a lot of time to play or research, you know, like, I don't have time to watch like a 2-hour YouTube video or spend 2 hours like playing around with my menu options to get my camera angle right and things of that nature, you know. But moving on, you know, it is a great game, and again, once you do have everything established, it is seamless and it is very much fun, and we will demonstrate that in a little bit. But there's one more thing I also want to talk about, and that is also the lack of transparency when it comes to certain things with weapons. Now, if you can see here, I have affinity at negative 15%. Little did I know, last stream, somebody in the chat was like, yo, your affinity is at negative 15, bro, what's going on? And I was like, I don't even know what that is. Like, I'm very straightforward. Like, I was going based off of attack and element. Like, I don't know what affinity, I didn't even care to look it up. And they're like, affinity is pretty much like your critical chance rate. I was like, what? That's a big difference, right? So, but like, nowhere does it tell you, you know, like, what's going on. Like, the equipment skills are super important in this game, and I wasn't even really paying attention to the equipment skills all that heavily. I mean, it's pretty crazy. Like, when you look these things up here, like, you have marathon runner. Like, it just says, okay, reduces stamina depletion by 50%. Like, the active skills, I get. Like, it's very clear. It tells you what's going on. When these get active, it's going to let you know what's going on, and that's really great, right? But when it comes to just, like, affinity or element or the attack output, there's no differentiator to show you, right? Like, perfect example, this weapon. It has 700 attack power, but it has 170 fire damage. So what's the overall output, right? Like, is there extra output from the fire damage? What is that difference in the output? It doesn't tell you, which is kind of frustrating. You know, same thing here, right? Like, I get 735 damage and 150 dragon damage. So what's the actual output? Is there some type of math? And I played, you know, some other games too. I played Wolong, I played Neo 2, I played Elden Ring, okay, Bloodborne, you know, Sekiro. Like, I've played games before, all right? I've played Final Fantasy, you know, Remake and Rebirth. Like, I've played a bunch of games. I'm not some, like, random noob, not a complete noob anyway, coming here, you know, bitching and complaining. I just don't understand, you know, all these things. And I know I'm going to come off like I'm complaining like a child. I know I am, and that's okay. I just wish there was a little bit more transparency. You know, especially when it comes to, if I go to the talismans, right?
Got something in mind?
Like, if I go to, let's see here. Let's see, is there anything here? I don't really have a good example right now, but again, like, a little transparency would go a long way. At least when it comes to, like, the weapons and the actual output you're going to get from the weapons and things of that nature. Same thing with the armor, you know, like, I'm strictly going based off of my resistance and my defense. Like, I was just buffing defense this whole time. You know, like, I was like, hey, let's be tanky. Like, I want defense. And people are like, well, the equipment skills you really got to pay attention to. Like, how many decorations can you add? What are your equipment skills? You know, and that's why people grind in this game, from my understanding that I learned once, you know, I was at the end game, is that all these equipment skills go really well for different quests and things of that nature, and it really does come together, and I get that now. So I do really very much appreciate the fact that the equipment skills and certain weapons and things of that nature go great for certain quests when you're taking on a certain monster, and I love that because it makes you have to play the game, makes you want to play the game and go grind and get those things and then go take on the hunts and etc, etc. And I really appreciate that because it has replay value where you're not just, I'm gonna get into some positives now, where you're not just replaying the campaign, you're going on hunts, you're trying out all this new gear. You're trying out all these new weapons. Even if you're in the same weapon class like a swift axe, you can try out all these different weapons, all this gear, right? And you can go get these other talismans and unlock all these other things, and it's really great. But and that's what makes it great in the sense of replay value. Again, you're not just replaying the campaign. So shout out to Monster Hunter Wilds for doing a fantastic job with that. Again, graphics are great. Replay value is definitely there because it's not just replaying the campaign story over and over again. But, I mean, you know, a little guidance with like the equipment skills and like what affinity is and the weapon output and damage and differentiators and stuff like that would really help. You know, like I would love to see the actual difference, like, oh, hey, like a comparison maybe. Like I couldn't compare the weapons or anything because there was no weapon differentiator output where it was like this has this attack power and this elemental damage, this has this attack power and elemental damage. Your difference could be XYZ depending on your monster. Like that would be really cool and really helpful. Especially for somebody like me. Like a little bit of guidance like that would really go a super long way without having to like look up YouTube or anything like that. So with that being said, I really do think that this is a good game, a great game.
Have another hug with no surprises today.
And
I'll go on ahead.
look, see, we can come here, just call for hit triangle, go down, call for our SOS flare today. Stop drinking. See, this is a little bit too like the menu system's a little janky. Like if I don't click it correctly, like he just said 2 hot drinks before anything else. I do love the auto follow with the Chocobo. You know, like I'm not driving the Chocobo. Just kind of, you know, holding down the R1 to run. But again, this is a great game. Again, once everything is established and you have all your camera angles, you learn the equipment skills and what works best for you. I mean, I beat the game without focusing on the equipment skills and, you know, the affinity and stuff like that. I just went for raw attack power and raw defense and a decent amount of resistance where I wasn't in the negatives. So I have to say, when it comes to hunts and getting equipment for grinding to get certain things, it is very clear on that. It is very much clear on that. But it's like mine's the Swift Axe and it has like the extra jagged damage output. So like you can, I noticed the difference in output when, oh shoot, he's gonna kill me. When I switch weapons and I test it out. That's when I truly noticed the difference. He's gonna kill me. So I was trying to show the camera angle, but again, you can really truly see the difference only when you actually switch out the weapon. But I mean, they do a good job of demonstrating like, hey, go here for this weapon, go there for that weapon, stuff like that. And look, see, I'm locked on now. And look, see, like I'm following him, and I'm locked on. Okay, I hold L2, it's my focus there, right? And I'm locked on. But when we get in here, okay. Damn, I'm not even gonna be able to show it off. He's annihilating me. Come here. Let's get a health in. Get a health in. Okay. We're locked on. Again, another thing too is like you can't run when you have the weapon in your hand. Like, what's that about? Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Like, see the camera angle right there? Like, okay, see, this is what I'm saying. Monsters move super quick. I get it's very realistic. And, like, you get caught underneath. He flew right over us. You didn't even know where he went. You know, it's just a lot of movement on the screen. A lot of the time, especially towards the end game when you're fighting a monster like this. And he's actually, like, annihilating us right now. So like if I'm locked on, let's see. So we're locked on here, right? Okay, I'm locked on still. This may not be a good monster to demonstrate it with, but see, like I'm moving the camera angle here so I can see where I'm at. Okay. Again, bad camera angle. I can't see nothing. I'm moving the camera angle. Yeah, the focus really does help the L2. But if we come here, R1, 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 we have our red gauge full. Okay. Oh, I didn't have my sword out. That's okay. So here's a perfect example of how the game works really well. Like I'm right behind him, just like Elden Ring, fighting a dragon and whacking at the legs and everything. But you can see before how the camera angle sometimes just gets really in the way. Like I gotta turn here, where's he going? All right, let's follow him. Again, though, the game is super fun to play. I love the replay value and the hunts and stuff like that. I definitely would suggest this game. I definitely would recommend this game to a friend or whoever. Oh boy. Yeah, see, it's super slow with like, he's gonna come and kill me again.
Hold yourself together.
Always call for your friends for help, right? Let's lock on him again. And this is like one of the better scenarios that's actually happening right now with the camera angle. But right there, see, like camera angle, like I had no idea where he went and he just whacked me with his tail and messed me up. And I had no idea. I couldn't even see it coming. Like he just moved super quick and you lost him. You lost him in the fight. And I get it's very much realistic in that sense, where like if you were actually this hunter fighting this thing, that would actually more than likely happen without a doubt. But it's a video game. I don't know. Maybe I'm being nitpicky, and I get it, but this camera angle is really like something else in my opinion, especially when you're fighting. Like, see, like I'm stuck underneath him. I gotta move the camera around here. There's no weak spots. Let's just get in there. Let's see. If he kills us, he kills us. If not, you know, it is what it is. This is a little bit of a better camera angle here, right? We're able to demonstrate a little bit better here. But when he flew right over us like that, that was obviously a clear example. He grabbed us here. See, like this thing would kill us in real life. That thing would have just ate us. Yep, he's about to annihilate me. Okay, let's get back in there. Let's lock on him. See, and then again, just there. I locked on him and he flew right in front of us and then disappeared. Like, I'm trying to follow him. It's not very forgiving. Okay, he flew right over us again. Gotta change the camera angle, circle back around. But you can see the combat is fun. It is very much fun. Again, once you have all of your settings in place and you know how to play the game, you know what you like, you know what you don't like, it very much is a great game and a very fun game. And the graphics are great. The graphics and visuals are great. I would say the overall combat and gameplay is great. The story is good. Again, replay value. Plenty of armor and weapons and things like that to go around, especially once you figure out that like equipment skills and certain monsters and what have you. The like weak spots with the L2 focus strikes are great. Let's see if I can demonstrate it here. So like I have the swift axe, I'm gonna hold R1. I got my licks in, holding R1, holding R1. I have my red gauge full, I'm gonna hold R2 with my focus strike. and then let off a big heavy attack like that. That was sick, right? So the combat is sick. And very much super fun. But this camera angle, and the fact that I move so slow with the swift axe when the sword is out, even if I don't have the sword out, I still move a little on the slower side with the axe portion. Like, I'm right up in this dude's grill. And he sent me flying. But it is fun. Like, this game is super fun. Like, where's the trap at? Are you setting it up all the way out here? Like, I'm running without the sword and stuff out right now because I'm just trying to, like, stay a lock on him. And like, I'm just whacking him, whacking him, whacking him, whack, whack, whack. This is a great game. This is super fun. Again, I think this game is so worth the money that they charge for it, without a doubt. Especially once you figure out, again, I'm gonna sound like a broken record. Once you figure out the camera and the equipment skills and your weapon and, you know, all that good jazz and the menu options and your menu setup. Once you have all that figured out, it's good. It is just a super pain in the ass. Oh, he's gonna annihilate me. Oh, he got moved the second one.
Easy now.
Come on now. Oh, you got him in the trap, but of course I'm not there. But I do like the weak spots. That is super cool. Super nice touch with the weak spots. Oh boy. Where you can get like bonus damage in. But here's another example of, like, here we go, camera angle, he just flew away. I mean, I'm just constantly moving the camera angle around. Oh, he's taking a nap. Let's see if he has any weak spots we can hit. Don't attack him. Oh, the other dudes are attacking him. Usually when like other animals start to attack each other, we kind of just let them do their thing, which is also a really nice touch because he's gonna take some damage here. Let's see if we can't get in there and get a strike in where his weak spot is. It's right here on his neck. Got it. Let's see, we have a full red gauge. I'm going to demonstrate something nice here. Hold R2, focus. Look at that. Boom, 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 boom. Heavy damage. Oh. This thing's a beast and a half, obviously, and it's tempered. Probably should have ate a meal or something before coming here. But this is our review video, so I just wanted to demonstrate, obviously, some combat. No more weak spot. Oh yeah, he does have a weak spot right here. Here we go, there we go, there we go. Hold R2, full red gauge. See in the top left-hand corner there. Good heavy damage, and we reload. Too far. And that has happened multiple times where I feel like I'm also just whacking at the air. Like, see, like, turning around there would have been ideal, but you gotta manually turn it. You get lost underneath the monster. Like, manually turn it, you loosen the monster, and then he'll attack, right?
Lose it now.
And so, again, I'm gonna sound like a broken record at this point, but that's just my take. Again, overall, I do think this game is totally worth playing and totally worth getting. It's just really a matter of figuring out the playstyle and the menu options that work for you, and also figuring out the equipment skills and the armor that work best for whatever hunt or monster you're about to go face. But for me, again, I stuck to raw power defense with a decent amount of resistance. And of course, dragon resistance and dragon damage, in my personal opinion, is going to be your best friend throughout the game, because my weapon, the Gore Hacker, does a lot of normal output damage along with dragon damage. So it's good for anything, in my personal opinion. But elemental damage is very much underrated, I feel like, in this game. I did have an earlier weapon that did paralysis, and that did some serious damage to most monsters, regardless if it was their weakness or not. Oh, he's gonna come in for the kill. Come on, heal up. So that's what I'm saying, like, I had to click it twice for it to work. Again, like, I'm locked onto him. As you can see, the little yellow section that I showed up. And then the L2 does help a little bit too. But again, I just constantly feel like I'm changing my camera angle for this guy. And for most hunts. I definitely suggest going to get this game, though. It's very much a fun game, a great game. It does have its weird jankiness about it and clunkiness, especially during the combat, which is super unfortunate, but... yeah, hey, maybe I suck, you know? I don't know. It is what it is. But I gotta say, the camera angle and the menu options and the amount of menu options and the lack of transparency and guidance when it comes to the equipment skills and all the aforementioned things that were previously stated, I think that it could have been a little bit more straightforward. I struggled getting this game up off the ground. I couldn't just pick this game up and do a blind playthrough. I actually spent some time learning the menu options and everything, because my friend was like, hey dude, you better check out these menu options and stuff, because you're gonna have a bad time. And see, this is awesome. Let them attack him. And this is a great example of what happens on a lot of hunts, where sometimes other monsters get involved. You kind of let them do a little bit of damage there. Let them do whatever they can. You just kind of hang out, kind of watch. It's actually really cool to watch, to be perfectly honest with you. Because imagine this in real life, that's just insane. Like, this is going on, and you gotta come and take this thing out? Absolutely not. Yeah, see, so those guys are fleeing. They're like, oh yeah, hell no, this guy means business. And you can attack while on the Chocobo, which is super cool. It doesn't do as much damage as you normally would, but it does a decent amount of damage. You can jump and attack and get on a monster's back. Oh, we lost the... he has another weak spot. It's his face. And see, like, I'm swinging at the air here. You know, like, it doesn't keep up. It's very much realistic in the sense of, like, this thing just moves around. Most monsters constantly just move around like that, where you're constantly chasing them, right? The hunt is on, you're chasing them down. Even when you're in their face fighting them, you gotta move the camera angle around a little bit, as we saw before. And that's okay, and it's fun, and I get it. But man, it was very frustrating at first, and that's why I said everything I said at the beginning of this video, because figuring it all out and getting it the way that you personally like it, it took some time, and it took getting used to. So that's why I said what I said at the beginning of the game. Do I think this game is bad? No, I think this game is great. Do I think this game is very janky when it comes to camera angles and lacks transparency and guidance? Yeah. Does that sound like me complaining? Absolutely. Do I care that I sound like I'm complaining? No, I don't, because I have limited time to play video games. I have limited time to do this as a hobby. I have limited time to play, so therefore I pick and choose certain games to play. My backlog is huge. There's a lot of games I would love to play, but I probably won't have the time to, at least not in the near future. So for me, having to spend time to learn a menu option system, you know, in depth like that, and figure out this camera angle, got him with that overhead slash, you know, it just wasn't ideal. But nonetheless, I hope everybody's having a great day, a blessed day. I would definitely go get this game, again, because I sound like a broken record. Once you figure it all out, the menu system, the equipment skills, and what playstyle you like, and the camera, and all that good jazz, once you figure out all the shortcuts for your menu system and what have you, you're going to have a great time. Without a doubt. I mean, I love this game. I can't put it down. I'm super excited for the endgame content. So, with that being said, you know, I'll catch y'all on the next one, and we will go from there. I'll be doing the endgame content soon, on and off on stream, so hope you have a great one.